So Leet code 206 reverse linked list. I took the solution from the Neat code. From the one in here, there is like an iterative solution, and there is also recursive solution. This is not the code. This one, yeah. So I'll use this recursive solution. So in this unit test is, I just stop everything, kill everything. We got this one. So we got the list node head is 1, next to the head is 2, next to the head is 3, so on and so forth with 4 and 5. I create the constructor in here. After the constructor, I will use the head as the input. Let's see how does it behave. Yes, in here. So we got to this method first. Reverse list that take the input of head and return head and the pre that is null. Okay, so right now we have a node that not taking from the head. So right now, moving forward, we call it node. What do we have in our node in here? This is our node. This is our node. And then our node is null? No. You can see here is 1. Next to 1 is 2, next to 2 is 3, next to 3 is 4, and so on and so forth. So node is not null. And then we got temp. What is temp? Node.next. What's the next of this? The whole thing. If this is our node, yeah, the whole next thing is this one. This is what we call the node.next. So the temp, as you can see in here, is 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to delete this. Then node.next equal to pre. So we got our node 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. So this is our node, the whole thing, that blue in here. And our next is only the green one. So the green one will become null. So our node will be only 1. And this means node.next is equal to null. That's what does it mean. Node is 1 and node.next is null. So we done executing that, as we can see in here. So node.next is null and the temp is 2, 3, and 4 and 5. Yeah. And we return temp and node. What is our temp? 2, 3, 4, and 5. What is our node? Node is like 1 and null. So we will return temp in here 2, 3, 4, 5, and our node 1 and null. This will become the input for the second layer of recursion. Let's sum out that. So this will go to become our new head. This is so thick. I don't want you. That's too thick. Head, and this node will become our pref in here. So let's create the boundaries in here. Okay, let's back to the code. We are going to the second layer of recursion because we are going to the recursion in here, and you can see the label here. Does our node right now, which is 2, 3, 4, and 5 that we take from the temp from the previous one, is it null? No. So what will be our temp right now is node.next. So this will be our temp right now. And I'm already put it in here. 3, 4, and 5. Cool. Let's do that first. And then node.next is the previous one. Node.next is... So node.next is the previous one in here, 1 and null. So what is our node? Our node is, let's do it small in here, 2, 1, and null. That is our node because in here this is our node and the whole thing in here is the next. So node.next is 1 and then null. So we return temp 3, 4, 5 and return also node 2, 1, and null. Let's see the one in here. What is our current temp right now is 3, 4, 5. And what is our node.next? Node.next is 1 and null. So our current node is 2, 1, and null. Let's go to the third layer of recursion. So third layer of recursion, let me delete this. In the third layer of recursion, let's stick to the blue. Our temp will become the current node in the third layer, and our node will become the previous one. So our node right now is 3, 4, 5. Our previous is 2, 1, and null. So okay, I said null. No. What is our temp right now? Node.next. What is node.next? The whole thing in here. Let's stick to the green. The whole thing in here, that will be our temp. And what is the node.next is the previous. So we are at 3, and the next of 3 is previous. So the next of 3 will be this thing. This will be the next of 3, and it will go down here. So our node right now is 3, 2, 1, and null. Therefore, we will return the temp 4 and 5, and also the node 3, 2, 1, because the node dot next is 2 and 1, just like that we have in the previous one in here. Yeah. Moving on. So we got the temp, which is 4, 5, and null, and then we also have node.next, which is the previous one, and we can see in here 2 and 1 and null. So our node is 3, 3, 2, 1, and null. I think it's going quite a bit straightforward moving from this. I move some of the arrow. It can't anyway. So we go to the fourth layer of recursion, where the node will become, nope, the temp will become the node, and the node will become the previous. So right now the temp is node.next, it's only 5, and also the node.next, which is like from 4 here. So this one is equal to previous. So this one will go to here, the whole thing in here, the same thing. Let's see that the node is not null, temp equal node next. So our temp right now will be only 5 and null. And then our node.next, what is our current node, is like 4 and 5. The next is 5, and we will replace this next into 3, 2, and 1. Then we will go to the fifth layer of recursion. Right now our node is only 5, our previous is 4, 3, 2, 1. What is our temp? Our temp will be null, because there is nothing after 5, and node.next is previous. So node.next, from here the next is null, and from that we will input the previous. If I draw it, it will be 4, 3, 2, 1. So that will be the node that previous, and this is our node in here. So let's see that, and we got the node 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we go to the sixth layer of recursion. It's already null, so we just return to the previous. That's it, and we return the temp and the node. From here we just return head and the null. So right now the current pre is, no, the node itself. Yeah, the node is like 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's, we will pass it in here to become the head, and that head is already reversed.